Now, in Jamaica, thousands are still in the process of rebuilding their lives and communities after the widespread devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa last fall. One Nova Scotia family business, Taproot Farms, has long-standing ties to the island nation and wants to help Jamaican farmers get back on their feet. That's where the Yam Project comes in. And here to tell us more is Josh Oulton, a farmer and the co-owner of Taproot Farms in Port Williams, Nova Scotia. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Beautiful, beautiful weather out there.
Well, if you like a nice cold snap, I guess. You've been to Jamaica several times to help with farming and construction there. Tell us about the Taproot Farms connection with Jamaica.
So we started getting farmers from Jamaica come up to our farm in 2004. So that's the history, and there's been some of those farmers continue to come and will come this year again on April the 1st. So and so when they first came, I did not know about Jamaican culture. I didn't know the language, and it just was if we're going to have this long-term relationship, I felt like I needed to know, what they do, how they do it, and how they grew up, and what they love, and what they like to eat when it's they're celebrating. I don't know. So I have taken a keen interest.
Yeah, I think we do have some photos that show that the relationship you've built over the years. But I know that the hurricane did cause widespread damage last year, and we have some images of that as well. What have you heard from your friends in Jamaica about how they were impacted by the hurricane?
Well, as you can imagine, there was a lot of roof loss and infrastructure damage. Power grid took a major hit, and they basically had to rebuild. And so Babu is still without power, and he's up in the middle of the country in Manchester, a little town called Troy, and they still don't have power. There you go. There's the picture of the crews, and they're having to put, like, the whole infrastructure needs rebuilding out in the countryside. And so one of the things that was a little bit devastating for me was that they lost their yams to get to the point of this project. And so what happens with yams is that they are an 8th month crop. And so when Melissa hit, the crop was just kind of in there. There's some yams just in their stage of starting to bulk up, and they weren't actually mature. So they lost the whole top of the yam, which is can be up to 40 to 50 feet of vines that they put sticks to hold them up. There you go. You're really prompting me well here. And so they lost all of that. And so there was no yam that was mature enough to dig, and the heads, because when they dig the yams are like 20 pounds. They dig them out of the soil, and they then chop the head off and then eat the bottom part, and then they let the top dry out a little bit, and then they replant it. So when Melissa hit, it took their crop and their heads, and they couldn't start. They can't start again. So they're just kind of in a really bad space where they didn't have any income, and now they don't have any heads. What are we going to do now? And I'm the major breadwinner of the family, and we have no yams. So that's where I was hoping that I could help. And with the help of a multi-club, I think there's a few from the Nova Scotia, the Valley area, and New Brunswick of the Rotary. I pitched the idea, and they said, yeah, let's do it. So they're sending me down to Jamaica and see what I can do. And part of the Rotary is trying to have the most impact possible, and they feel that I can probably do that.
Okay, so we've got about a minute left, Josh. So when we talk about the people, you're going down to Jamaica to help. When are you going? And that's my first question. Second of all, is anything we can do as viewers to help you with this project?
Anything you? No, I can't think of anything right now. That's a great question. You should have gave me a heads up on that one. But anyway, I leave March the 4th, and then I get back. The interesting part, I leave the 10th of Jamaica, and then I'm going directly to Nunavut to visit my wife, who's teaching in Chesterfield Inlet. So there's going to be a 60-degree swing.
Wow.
Sorry, personal note. But what they can do to help, I mean, we did have a GoFundMe. I don't know of anything right now
Mm.
that's happening. I mean, choose Jamaica as your summer, your wintertime travel because they, a big part of their GDP is tourism.
Yeah.
So
Well, Josh, that's our time. I really appreciate your time this morning. Good luck with your trip, but maybe, I know you're going to take lots of photos. Maybe we can check in with you when you get back and see how the rebuilding efforts are going.
yeah, I plan to chronicle my travels on Taproot Farm Facebook page.
Okay,
So if you want
perfect.
to check it out,
We'll
thank
put
you.
a link on ours to make it easy for people to find that. Thank you, Josh.